Yo, that looks clean. I'm not gonna lie. That laptop looks clean. Ooh, Riftbound. I've been trying to find that, bro. Riftbound is so hard to find right now. I want to rip some. Somebody send me some Riftbound. Let me get another drink.
KT, fight and get one back. 1-1 between T1 and KT in our grand final, meaning we get at least 4 games. I'm so incredibly happy. KT, they had honestly good starts to both games, but I want to take a look at this following HyperX Reflex replay where Peter just gets the 3-man
Peter.
after ults.
Peter.
By Peter first.
Oh my God, Peter.
He can lock down Faker to find that initial pick, but then keep track of this man.
Oh my
as we follow
God,
up in the
Peter.
ensuing team fight, because he's going to utilize Doran to punish the backline of T1. Doran desperately trying to help his team escape, acting as that front line, and there the root gets the extended range, connects.
Yeah,
onto
it was
which sets
beyond
up for
over at this
KT
point.
to run T1 down and win the
It was
deciding
over.
team fight of this game.
Yeah, and I really want
Blink
to call
'em.
out as we take a look at Peter's
Pop Blossom.
step back extension again. Also perfect at the beginning of the fight to kind of set it up, ending up zoning off 4 people. I actually thought he very quietly had a pretty strong game on this Rek'Sai.
Quietly, did you see the end of that game?
I did.
If it wasn't for perfect, perhaps we would be telling a different
Jesus.
story. And I think it's so
She's
cool
a little
that it is Peter and
energetic
Perfect.
to
Of course, we're
say,
gonna highlight
to
more,
put it
right?
nicely.
But
He's like,
these were some of the questions.
quietly.
Amazing Worlds run. Can they replicate that in the grand final, Emily? So far, yes.
Well, and the biggest thing is we talked after game 1 about where do KT need to step it up. They need to step up their coordination in these team fights. We just saw from that play that we were in how their coordination is working. And I also want to point out KT's early games have been really, really strong.
All right,
and it begins
let's open up
and
another
ends
pack.
with Cuz.
I mean, the whole early game, the way in which they're gaining control,
While we're waiting,
making
see what we
practice plays
pull.
on the map. The fact that Cuz is punishing
Oh.
everywhere across the board is really exciting
Dark
to see. And
Rai.
it comes back to those players as well. We're
We got
seeing
Dark
resources
Rai,
from different
Ariados,
players
and
die.
Murkrow.
We're seeing those ganks working alongside Peter to make early game
Okay.
action happen. And the fact that these players are stepping up on the biggest stage, there's always the question of nerves in an environment like this.
All right, what do you guys
especially
think?
playing
Game
against a team
3.
that's so experienced,
Who's
that's so
it going
familiar
to?
with this stage? But again, it just feels like these players
Who's
are
it
as
going
comfortable as
to?
they can be.
They're super comfortable, and I've loved their early game plans too, right? From
Oh, you
level
got the
1,
little
you can
fan
see
again.
How they're trying to play
fanning himself.
super aggressively. I really loved how they played around the bot lane, and I also love the
Are
way
you
that
gonna
both
die
Cuz and Peter
tonight?
are working together.
I
to
think
set
it's
up
gonna
these
go to
early
game
games.
5,
We talked
bro,
so much
honestly.
about Cuz and BDD coming into this World's Finals.
Seems like a
side by
game
side,
5 type
and
of series.
You have a lot of good things to say about this jungler.
Absolutely, I do, because you're completely right. That the two together.
Yeah, he
are
went
really
crazy
kind
as
of
Vi,
the
I'm not gonna
foundation of
lie.
What keeps this engine moving? Cuz provides that early game impact, and then BDD, we saw him at the end
Cuz
of that
was
game,
going
running
crazy.
12 kills on the Mel, providing the damage that his team needs to win out on these team fights. But especially Cuz for me was a big surprise, because we talked about how Owner is a staple, the
frick.
stalwart for T1. To go up against him and have these type of early game performances very much surprised me.
Absolutely stellar, and I feel for the KT story, right? If you go down here 2-0, reverse sweep is incredibly difficult, but they kept pushing, and I feel like that is one of the hardest things to do, Emily, versus T1 specifically at Worlds, not to mention in the World Finals.
Yeah,
Wow, look
exactly.
at that
The
Ezreal
resiliency
damage.
of this KT team, not just today, but especially in the Gen G series, has really,
42K.
really impressed me, especially after watching them
More than
kind
Mel.
of biff it domestically sometimes when the
I thought
pressure
Mel was gonna
on,
have
right? So
top damage.
I think the big thing that I really love to see out of these 2 games, like
Red
Red
Bull
said,
ad.
it's Cuz, the way he's setting up these early games, it's the way that Cuz and Peter are working together, and also Peter and Perfect really stepping up in fights.
Now, T1 will have their first opportunity on the blue side. That does mean they get a little bit more agency and control when it comes to deciding the draft itself. But I love that KT has already taken away the Nico. We talked about how for Carrier, this was going to be an absolutely massive hit.
I'm not
And the answer
editing
was
this,
Silas,
by the way.
which, for
Like,
those that didn't watch last year's Worlds,
this is
was
gonna be
a
like 4
crazy
hours
pick
of
for
raw
Faker.
footage.
He
I am not
was
editing
the
this,
sole
bro.
decider in that game 4,
I'm just
so
gonna
to
post
remove
it.
that from the pool as well. I
I'm
love
posting
KT's
it
approach
as
to
is.
draft and how they've been handling T1, but now with T1 in the driver's seat.
Dude, they got those
on
nice
this
Secret
blue
Lab
side,
chairs.
I'm excited to see if KT has a response.
Oh yeah,
The
at least
adjustable
4
ones.
games. Who's gonna get to
Oh, they
match
do.
point first?
They
Casters,
do.
who do you have?
I mean,
They
honestly,
got the
it's an
3K
incredible
chairs.
question. But I will say this. For T1, I don't ever feel comfortable doubting them. Because even though KT
No.
won that game, some
Can't.
of the ways that they were able to hold, that they were able to delay, reminds me that this is a team that wins titles for a reason. And it's something that KT are going
what
to
they
have
do,
to keep
bro.
contending with. They've won the early
what
games
they do for a
back-to-back.
living.
Will they do it again?
They
I
win
think, like Benny
titles.
said, it's going to come down to draft. It's going to come down to a lot of these key picks.
Yeah, they have been really methodical, and I like what I've seen so far from KT on
That's
stage.
what they
They were
do.
really controlled
T1
that they had to be
wins.
for so long in that previous game. You know, standing the test of time there.
There's the GOAT,
against a team
Kyria.
like T1, and being able to finish off that game was critical.
And I'm coming into the series, there were a couple of questions for me. One was, will Peter and Perfect be able to maintain their level? I think we can confidently say after the last game, yes, they very much can. And secondly, for T1, the things that have made this
It's a
team
dope-looking
dominant
stage.
as Worlds are still there. I think many of us, and I'm certain any KT
Yeah,
fan,
what's he
was
got in that little
clutching
book?
their heart as that base defense almost felt like it could turn the tide, like it could have been enough for T1 to turn it. But the most consistent theme this series thus far has been the early game dominance from KT, and I think a part of that is due to the laning presence of both Peter and Dokdam, and Owner really, thus far, getting out jungled by Cuz.
And it's not just a good series from Cuz, it's a good tournament. It is a good long
Oh, bro.
stretch here, I feel like, from him.
Faker,
So I'm excited to see what we get moving
Faker staying
forward.
concentrated, staying
there is
focused.
a little bit as far
Doing a
as
little
the reduction of
visualization.
champions for jungle pool, but he still has some pretty high priority ones. You know, the Trundle here is still a very big piece as far as affecting both jungle and top lane champion choices, and he has been really good on that. Meanwhile, for Owner, you've got some of the specialty picks like the Nocturne as well, and you can get some of these engage picks with the Cover of Darkness with Nocturne and having full send compositions. So very interesting that T1 pick blue side. As we get deeper and deeper into Fearless, usually like games like 4 and 5, teams might start to pick red side because the power picks have dropped out due to Fearless. But still on game number 3, they feel very comfortable with what is up to go.
All right, let's get into this Game 3 draft.
Just as KT did on the blue side, and of course Bard, not something you want to give to Keria. A lesson a lot of teams
We got
need to learn, and
Azir and
sadly
Bard
relearn
banned
how much
over
KT won a second
from
crack at
KT.
it.
We got Trundle and, what was that,
Yes,
Yone?
we'll learn that lesson better soon.
Banned over, and Pantheon banned on the T1 side.
Potentially on the table.
Yeah, I could see Orianna for Faker.
As well. Both these top laners are known for it, not necessarily as a B1, but definitely as a
Oh,
high prio
then
pick.
nope, Orianna
Doesn't
banned.
have a lot of bad matchups, at least for what we've seen thus far. Yunara, open and will
Yeah,
just
going
get
crazy like
straight
I'm
up.
Faker. Yeah, I'm gonna cook you up like I'm a baker. Yeah. Oh, Mundo? Jungle?
Champion that again in the right draft against the right composition.
Nah.
Just take over, and it's going to make it a lot harder for T1.
We're
If they
seeing the
go for
Mundo
too much
jungle.
AP in the composition,
Rakan
but it's
support
pretty
for
clear that
Kyria.
T1's lesson through
Dorian,
this
or
game is they are
sorry,
bot lane, need
Yunara
more powerful options.
ADC
Yeah,
for
Mundo was a solid
Guma.
champion in the context of the draft, but it's not the Keria champion you want to see. Rakan, a very different story.
Yeah, that's definitely a carrier champion you do want to see right there. That bot lane priority for T1 has resulted in some
Rakan's
very,
so
very
good.
powerful picks for them.
It's another
I'm
champ who
very
could just
interested
set
to
up
see
so
where
many
they can go
plays.
from the super tanky front
Yep,
line.
there's the
Mundo has been
Renekton.
Such a funny story at this Worlds.
They called it again,
and all
Renekton
the
for
success
Doran.
that champion has had. We'll see about possible counters for jungle later on, and you get Doran with the Renekton that you talk about. This is also a very good takeaway.
Ooh, Corki.
Oh, I was kind of wondering whether they wanted to give Perfect the Ornn, which is one of the counter picks we've seen into Renekton, where obviously early lane, you don't really have a lot to say, but with Grasp, you can actually trade pretty reliably, and you obviously outscale by a pretty insane degree. This is a prio pick for the Corki, so we're really
Hey, I'm
playing
kinda
for
getting my
level
second
one,
win now.
obviously, in Ellie Alistair
I
lane,
don't really
Peter
feel as
and
tired
Alistair.
anymore.
For the laning pressure should be good. I also like
It's like, you know, when you like
with
stay up all night, you hit a threshold of like tired, and then you like slowly becoming not tired. It's kind of weird.
Untouchable versus in the finals thus far.
I'm probably gonna end up sleeping all day today,
So I think Corki's one of those champions where you have a lot of power,
which kind of
and you have a
sucks,
lot of
but
safety.
Yeah, and
whatever.
Not the most contested AD, but the one that we see the most often in the context of this tournament, and it is a really night and day difference between the great Corkis and the, and the fine Corkis.
Yeah, we are in the world tournament. Yeah, going crazy, trying to cement my history, going crazy like I'm in misery. Hey.
If you don't hit a cleaver, she's just gonna run you there.
It's also that Renekton Lilia combo. We're really now getting towards the not just the OP picks. We're getting towards
No
target
one is
picks.
allowed to go to sleep. Everyone has to be awake.
It's
Bro,
getting
I'm about to,
personal.
bro.
We're really going into the target bands here.
I'm about to sleep in this dang chair.
Specialties there. Interesting too with the Lilia ban. Are we gonna see more?
Hey, they got the little
Yone
KT.
is still
It's
up and
backwards,
available.
bro.
No.
It's backwards.
Okay, never mind. Yone was the
They
first
tried throwing up the
pick.
KT
They
with
can't
the
do any more of those AP options.
with the little clappers.
Galio ban here for Faker because that Rakan Galio combo.
Yeah.
Even if you're Corki, that's going to be hard to play into.
Also, the Galio early to mid, right? The semi-global presence, but just the taunt is so much value for protecting an 80 carry. It means any potential.
All right,
stop
Galio
from KT
banned
will
once
go.
again
Yone is taken away.
for
Really
Faker.
struggles against the champions like the
Cassiopeia.
Galio. Now
Cassiopeia
Cassio
is
as well. You
banned,
highlighted the target bans.
as well as
BD said
Zoe
it's getting
on
personal.
T1.
It makes sense as well with Rakan, Renekton already
Getting
going
personal.
in. Even though the mid-jungle 2v2 of Mundo Cassio doesn't necessarily inspire that
Just
much
goes to show a
confidence,
single
also
player
can be
could
quite devastating if you
dictate
get through the early
what a
game,
team
which thus
bans,
far
like the
KT
Galio for
definitely been
Faker,
solid
like
on. As
the
for
Oriana
Renekton
for
looking
Faker, the
another
Azir for
try.
Faker.
BDD's gonna need
They do
some
not
serious
want Faker to
damage
have these
because I know
champions.
late game Mundo can be a damage threat, but early on you're going to be really reliant on Duck Dump and whatever BDD will end up picking.
Taking his time. Luxury of red side, of course, you might lose out on some of these early prio picks, like the Yunara, but you ensure that last pick, counter pick. Faker in the previous game didn't opt for the Victor. This time around, it seems like he just wants something safe, something solid in the mid lane. Knows that this is kind of set up to really be
Alright,
the
looks
Guma
like
show. When
Victor
you have
for
a game like
Faker this
Yunara,
game.
even though Guma all time is 1 and 2 on it, there's a reason it's so high.
Yunara
priority. It really
ADC,
can take over
Rakan support,
Is BDD a Kali?
Renekton
We've seen it
top.
as a counter pick into the Victor.
Let's see what they
Mid to
choose
late
for
game gets
support. Oh,
9
never
lane on
mind,
the
sorry.
side lane. Another champ might be looking towards by
Rakan
Virgil
support.
T1 outside of the Victor being
Let's see what their
short-ranged
jungler's
Nvidia,
gonna
which
be.
has been kind of
Let's see
slowly
what the
coming up
jungler's
to
gonna
this
be for
tournament.
owner.
Yeah, T1 kind of rounding out a lot of
Oh!
damage on their and they add even more
Viego.
damage on top of it.
Oh, please.
The Syndra potentially to come
I
through
do
now.
not
Of course,
see
the
Viego that
although we see it
often
paired with champions with a
at
top
this
early,
level.
like the Syndra that is being hovered, a champion that can find resets in these fights and really
Syndra.
take over against something like an Alistar.
Same
or
with
Asante,
Syndra, you do
obviously.
not see her
Possession can
too
do a lot of
often.
work.
And there's layers
At
to
this
this
level of
because
play.
he's one of the best Viegos we've had in the LCK. BDD earlier this year had the best Syndra play that I've ever seen.
They really gotta- they're digging in their bag of champs.
BDD Syndra. Now this is also.
Let's see,
you
who
know, a
do we
scaling
think won
champion nowadays,
draft?
stacking up the splinters, so Mundo will be scaling.
I
Syndra
don't
will
know.
be
I
scaling as
kind of
well.
like
This one is going to be such an impressive clash of team fights.
I kind of like KT's draft, honestly. That Corki and Alistar is gonna be strong.
I
think it's gonna be a little better than
Absolutely is.
than
T1 and
T1's
KT
picks,
1-1.
honestly.
Massive
But
point on the line for both sides and a lot of new
yeah, I don't think I've ever seen Viego like played by the pros, to be honest. Renekton is super good. Same with K'Sante, but yeah, this is gonna be a clash of the Titans.
But remember that the Mundo that Cuz played in this tournament was also his first professional game of it as well. You know, all of the junglers really being forced to pick up that champion, and now we're get to see it.
And the
in
fist bump
grand
comes out.
finals.
Here we go, game
Both
3.
teams, this is the reset. A best of 3, all that stands in front of you. KT, both early games have taken control.
This could be the second to last
Dominating
game.
the map, finding advantages, punishing where T1 have overstepped. But in the mid to late game, it always felt like T1 might just find the angle to fight it back, regardless of what happened in the early game. Will this finally be the game to buck the trend? Will T1 pull ahead for the first time this series, or KT set to run away with yet another early game?
All
Feels like
right,
this is the draft to do it.
and the
T1.
champs are
There's
hitting the
Renekton,
rift.
Viego, and there is
Game
that
number
Rakan.
3.
Victor and
Let's
Yunara
make some
normally
noise.
a little bit of time, but this is basically the opposite of last game. That was 2 carries. This time they basically have 4, especially when it comes to those early game fights. And we're gonna
Yeah,
have to
they
see
got a
how
lot of
BDG
heavy
deal with,
hitters.
I think having the weaker early game.
A lot of
And
damage
one of those carries is
this
Yunara,
time
super
for
power
T1.
pick on the patch that has not been given
Uh-oh.
over very
Faker.
frequently. Faker on the run from the
Run.
early move here from KT,
Run.
though.
Backing away. And as we have a moment to reset, right? A moment to breathe before I'm sure inevitably fist fightings happens. I want to remind people that both of these lineups have made swaps this year. Despite the fact that they are in the World Finals, it has not been smooth sailing for either team. Guma, of course, subbed out. Doran coming in for Zeus this year. And when you look at this lineup for KT, players swapped in and out. Peter multiple times, perfect on the top side, doubted. And it's such a testament to the tenacity of these players that they have come all the way to the World Finals.
Because there was a lot
Oh,
of hype
wow.
behind Wei coming in after basically doing the Challengers equivalent of Golden Roading.
I did not realize those teams had different players that they swapped out.
Peter, that is here at the World Finals, and I already
Thought it was
talked
just
about game number
Guma,
2.
like,
It has to
the
be
whole
said,
time.
because this man was the most often talked about weak point on this roster, and thus far he's had a frankly incredible tournament.
Perfect with the
particularly
capital
this late
T.
that I can't really overstate how big of an improvement that is and how reliable he's become. And KT have clearly been leaning on him.
And
Got your
even in
ass
the game
jumping
that
for
they lost,
glee.
His rumble very good as well. So
Oh,
perfect.
gets knocked back
Really
by the
showing
cow.
up here for KT as the entire team
He's
has
using the
Guma
cow skin.
pushing up on the Yunara with the Q charge, looking to
I've
use that
never
priority.
played Yunara. I have not played a single game as that champion. I kind of want to, but like every time I think I'm going to, I just choose Ziggs. Or I just choose a champ I'm comfortable with. But I really do need to try her out one of these days.
Even BDD, of course, can do a lot of damage in those short trades. Very easy to land those Dark Spheres when no one has boots, but has to be careful about taking return damage.
Yeah, multiple pushing lanes here for T1 with top side and bottom side. And then Owner has Viego into Mundo at the moment. So definitely looking to see if he can actually make use of these pushing lanes.
Oh, BDD getting chunked
Because probably going
by
to
the Victor.
other side and go for the safer Scuttle Crab trade.
Faker's actually been doing a really good job in lane as Peter. There's going to be a trade.
Oh,
Knock up, but potentially a bit over-eager from Peter. Again, Alistar passive a decent amount of healing, and they are up a sum, but have to be careful about trading his life like that.
Still have the heal. Owner does look for a dive. We'll see. Ward should spot him out if he actually makes the play, but I think he's just going to go for Crab.
Yep, hug the side, and then the play here from Cuz, where he recalled immediately after his clear, is going to pay off. We'll get back for that Scuttle Crab trade that you're looking for on Mundo.
it's a tiny little scuttle
Owner
crab.
down here will be known, so they're going to surmise that it's just normal clears for both.
And I want to
Going crab for crab. Yo, does the crab get bigger, like as like the longer it stays alive?
BDD with the phase rush.
I did not realize they were that small at the start.
For most of it.
And T1, since Owner got bottom side,
That's
for
what she said.
Scuttle Crab, communicating. All right, Doran, go in, get your ward timing here for the respawn of these Krugs, the second clear.
BDD also at some point forced to burn Flash. Didn't catch it at the time, but that is a massive cooldown to lose out on. Again, Syndra, one of the biggest weaknesses of this champion across countless times we've seen her in Pro is that, yeah, it's easy to stay ahead. It's easy to stay at arm's length, but once you lose
Yunara
that Flash,
losing a few minions bot, but not that big of a deal.
Matchup, something we also should talk about is that as Mundo, you always want to try and activate your ult as low as possible, right? That's when you get the most value.
Man, Renekton's ult
But
is
that is
really
something that's very
good.
scary. There's obviously also the percentage health damage that Viego does, but just the threat of that execute with the setup that's there from the
I forgot what it's called, but it's so powerful. Gives you so much damage and survivability. Like,
if they can keep track of Owner, should be feeling fine, but otherwise needs to be very careful.
oh man,
Mundo oftentimes looking for
early level too, like
Sometimes
early
that can be
game.
hard if you have
Seems like
multiple
Renekton's
push in,
super
but
strong as
on the
well.
reset here from supports, both junglers will meet up with their supports and combining for some mid lane push.
For now in the early game, T1 holding on to a relatively
I gotta get better at roaming as support. Whenever I play support, I need to like get better at knowing like when to roam.
Getting the coal. again, Corki, that first item
Bro.
is quite terrifying.
Renekton's just ignoring the crap out of K-Sante, just like hitting the tower with him right there.
Owner with the bot lane prio will be starting the Drake.
I guess like top laners do so little like damage to each other at first, especially when they're tanky. It's like you're better off just killing the minions, like focusing the minions when your tower's getting hit.
Because maybe doing some poking, but I don't think an actual contest is in the works here.
As long as he has his passive up.
Peter is.
Oh, first dragon going over to T1. Oh, hold on, Peter. Going in, the cow with the engage. Okay. Cuz getting kind of low. Under half health. Gumiyushi attacking from behind. Faker getting caught. Oh, and he's... Oh! Oh, you can see a little frustration from Faker there. First blood again. Every single game. KT with the first blood.
And the Syndra is a BDD classic for a reason. He's been known for mastery on this champion for a very long time.
Wow.
And I'm kind of shocked. I really did not think that KT...
I think Faker was first blood like at least 2 of the games.
Not going to be too bothered by this. We do have Doran immediately trying to apply pressure. They were able to get the Drake as well, so trade for a kill.
Man,
Not the end of the world.
I'm brain farting on the name of the alt of Renekton. I think it's like Dominus or something. Come on, stop that back, bro. There you go. He was like, if you do it, you're gonna take a tower shot.
I think he tried to
I dare you.
cancel the base cancel with barrier.
But
So
of
if
course,
you don't take damage, then but he was a little bit too late.
also the Fury.
He was like, I dare you, bro. You're gonna take that tower shot.
Awkward situation for Docdown. Will be down the barrier. Of course, not the most important summoner spell, but does mean he needs to be a bit more careful when he does reset to this top side.
Oh, misses the knockup.
To get control of this lane. Recall for Docdown only getting him that Phage. Not ideal as Faker and BDD continue to trade. The siphon power from Faker is such a strong early game trading tool just to make sure that BDD really can't run away with this mid lane.
And Doran
That
going for the-
crocodile
Yo,
going for the proxy here.
he's going hella deep. Uh-oh, Cuz is coming on over.
Before it joins up with the opponent.
Yo.
It's going to mean Cuz has an inside route. And access
Torn
to
is
the
super
alligator, though.
deep. Uh-oh.
That's a
They're,
move
try
with red buff.
they're trying to collapse on him.
Doran,
He's just dead.
Oh, no.
CC.
Oh,
Doesn't work
popping the
out. He's
ult.
going where he pleases, Doran. I think this might not have been what you wanted.
Oh, no.
BDD on the way.
No.
Donated.
He's trying to get executed?
Well, he's stalling.
Barnott might be in the game, but this is certainly a magical journey.
Yo.
As
Doran, where are you going, my guy?
Trying for the execute.
Oh!
He can do, but not gonna happen.
Oh. Bro.
wow. Just
It's
a,
important to choose your timings when you go
Dude,
Also a
that
reminder
I've never
what you see in
seen
a World Final, it's
a
not
top
always
laner
gonna
go
work.
that deep for the minions. Like,
They got grubs.
that was...
It was
He
a
made
genius
the
play,
Mundo
yes.
ult for
Yes.
move speed.
Yeah, was it just like 1,000 IQ play and we're not realizing?
No, they're still up in gold. Buying time. He got his way.
Is that the
I'm
meta?
going to ask you as the LCK expert, are you giving him credit for that as a calculated play? It's up to you. You can decide. We'll go with you.
I mean, normally I feel very confident to make a judgment call like that, but Doran has often missed the fight, both in a very positive sense and sometimes in a more questionable
That was
sense.
crazy.
So-
That was
but
kind of
I-
weird.
We joke, obviously, the Mundo getting ahead is not
But
great,
making
but
the
he did actually get
best,
a lot of points, right? With
making the
Grubs
best
going
out of a
over,
weird
the game
situation
one
there.
was just unnecessary, because I think the first proxy was great, but the second one...
Perfect.
Oh?
Top laners versus junglers. Who comes out on top? Perfect. Not
Uh-oh.
quite. Owner out over the
Top
wall.
versus jungle.
W coming in
Yunara's
there.
coming.
Perfect, waiting for a bit more time.
Yunara's coming in.
They don't wanna
Nothing
pull
to come
Faker.
from it.
Knockdown at BDD. Scat of the week is good. Will at least be some
Oh,
poke
TP
damage back
coming
on
in from the
Faker's
cow.
TP
Oh.
in bot lane.
Oh,
Headbutts back
knocks
to
him
bot
away.
lane.
Touches the Slurple, and we will be seeing Perfect make his way towards the top lane.
Or the slowing circle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god,
Match
Pina.
goes on.
He does.
I don't love it, but, you know.
Okay, Sante
We're an LCK versus
TPing
LCK
back
match.
Yeah,
up
it's fine.
top.
It's-
Oh, Perfect actually going for the 4-0 first. There is a lot of healing on the enemy team. We'll get a decent amount of value of that.
Yeah, and we just saw Perfect had to respect the possibility of an owner execute play, you know, down there on the bottom side, trying to get an extra summoner spell or something out of the skirmish, but because of the arrival of Guma, had to respect it and back off from the extra possible damage there. So we remain very calm here, and you can kind of look at it as T1 have paid for each objective with 1 kill worth of gold for their dragon and for their 3 grubs to get to this point.
Yo, how is T1 ahead?
Q3,
Oh,
of course,
Dragon.
already used his own ulti. Dominus means ult advantage.
Yep,
inside
Dominus.
Doran.
Okay, cool. I
Forces
got it
him to
right.
flash out. Happy to have that small advantage. You highlighted it well.
I'm
We didn't
learning
see
the
you go, but
abilities.
when you have the gold lead in both objectives, I don't think you're too bothered. BDD taking a bit of damage, but it looks like T1 are just here to help Faker get that push out, likely completing a major item.
Ooh, that is the ultimate gone for Faker. So we'll see if BD is able to catch the wave and then TP his way over. Because
Alright, Dragon being started by Owner.
Some lockdown because is there and Mundo
That's a
known
hard
to be
steal.
unbothered.
Cuz does have Heartsteel. Uh-oh.
As well. Lock up there, but Owner going unstoppable.
Oh,
Peter Pan
uh-oh,
for
the
refill,
cow gets
immediately
caught.
forced to ult. That's the unbreakable. The flash, it doesn't connect. The Q doing absolutely nothing means T1 are able to walk away. A bit of a fumble from Peter, but it doesn't cost KT much yet. Gumi,
Man,
she's standing on the backside, ready to
Rakan
transition
is such a
into
fun
Dr.
champion to
going
watch.
all
He
in,
just like
trying to stop him getting his fight.
zooms
Owner
around
on way,
the
and
map
looks
and
like
all the
the fight's going.
champions, just like
BDD
dashing
wants
and
to kill Owner, but
uh-oh,
Owner's
okay,
ready
boom,
to
Faker.
turn it back.
Got a kill on BDD.
Taking over BDD.
Uh-oh, looks like the cow's gonna go down as well. Uh-oh. Cuz is kind of called out by himself.
But it might not matter. Reset on the ulti from Owner means he gets to back away, but the health bars are low across all of T1.
Oh, yeah.
An insane gamble.
T1 is big low right now. Okay. Oh!
Stop over perfect.
Stolen from Mundo.
Still living. Talked him on the
Health
way
bars
in.
are super low.
Down goes the 80 carry.
Oh my goodness, that's such low health bars. TP in. Uh-oh.
And it's time for KT
Oh!
to start free firing.
Uh-oh.
T1 thought they had
Oh! Faker goes down as well.
KT, who take the Drake.
And they take the dragon.
Because
Wow.
he steals the objective, he chases down the
The
kills.
Mundo
hero
coming
that
in
KT
clutch.
needed.
At first, this play looks
Wow.
higher for KT. They waste a lot. BDD there
I am so
tries to
impressed
get the
with how these
execute,
teams
but
turn
just doesn't
around
have
these
damage.
situations.
Zingraf down, Flash is gone. And then, as Peter goes down, I want you to watch what Docdom
Bro,
is able to do here.
let's see
Because he
this
keeps
beautiful dragon
hovering
steal.
over, firing these rockets to poke,
Boom.
and then Perfect goes in, and
With
all
the
he needs to do
briefcase.
is buy time and buy space
The
for his
briefcase
Corki to get
coming
things
in
done his way for
hot.
T1.
Huge.
Boom, 3 low health bars. Doran goes down.
Flashes in to finish off the
Boom,
kill as well,
Faker
and
gets
BDD
finished by the
comes back
Syndra.
in
Boom.
time to claim the kill on Faker himself.
The back for
BDD
KT
getting the
erupting
kill
with joy.
on his
It looked like
inspiration.
T1 had taken it. The steal
Faker.
started to feel like it was going to balance out, but in the overall extended fight, KT just
And that's
keep
a
on
400
doubling down. And folks,
gold lead
I'm
to
starting
KT.
think the Mundo might be a problem.
Yeah, that's almost 10 times as much damage.
3
That's a
kills for
little
the
silly.
Mundo.
This is because his second professional Mundo game.
Yeah, on track, looking good. And I gotta say, Owner, he gets the Kraken Slayer. Uh-oh, Gumayushi. Has not decided to ult. Doctem might be in trouble here. Knockup does not
Uh-oh.
connect. Peter trying to get a bit more space. And Cuz
Hold
is
on.
way
Oh
in.
no.
All
Here
of
comes the
T1
Mundo.
forced to retreat. Maximum dosage popped.
You gotta respect him.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
BDD.
Dominus coming out. Oh, that's gonna be a kill for Owner.
One of the hardest parts about these control mage changes is, or trades, is when you try and play the side lanes who are very vulnerable here. And so T1 able to pounce on the
Uh-oh.
flashless Syndra.
Really nice play there from T1. Also, no, right? Cuz shows mid. Ult obviously felt like it wasn't going to do too much, just wanted to get to the fight as soon as possible. And I think shouldn't line up too poorly when it comes to timing. Level 2 of that almost available. But knowing that there is no one and that BDD doesn't have flash.
I'm liking the fight in both these teams right now, man.
Take down BDD.
You can tell they're hungry. Both are hungry. Even though T1 has won 2 times before this, you can tell they came to win.
The potential engage threat that can come out from Owner or Keria.
They came for the win, bro. They want that three-peat.
We're looking ahead to the next objective. 20 seconds till that Rift Herald spawns. Both
Hex
teams
Flash
hold
coming from Peter.
Nearly neck and neck, but a completed item for Faker is going to make a big difference.
T1, if they can get backline access with Owner, Keria, or Doran, the fight is going to be really hard to play out for KT. BDD's position is going to be paramount in these fights. As in the last fight,
I just realized how good Corki is, like, by watching, like, competitive players and stuff. His auto attacks has such a long range.
Do the work that they are built to do.
Plus his missiles, like his ult, does so much damage.
See if they can actually bring it together. The teleport is ready for Perfect as well, and he is
Uh-oh, I
now
can
proxying
sense
Doran, but
some
he
blood's
knows
gonna be
that
shed
somebody
over this
else is gonna
Herald.
come and gank him.
There's no Mundo on the enemy team. Skyer's Gloom used as well just to confirm that fact. Pressure in the mid lane in favor of KT means that they're going to get first setup on the Herald. Now there is still vision here from T1 if they do opt to contest.
Oh, there's the TP. There's the flank.
Oh, flank. Flank angle from the Renekton. Oh, Deck Dom's deleted.
That 80 carry, KT running.
Huge TP flank. What? It turns into more.
Oh, Peter. Oh,
Unstoppable.
beautiful
And Orn's
Viego
up
play.
Viego, but he's not going to
Turning
overcommit.
into the
Reset
cow.
penalty. Taking him out as T1 start the objective.
Wow. Yep,
Big
that's going to be
mistake
Herald
there
for
from
T1.
the, KT
That was a
support.
beautiful
Don't
flank
miss.
angle,
That's just a good play. Nice
from
flank
the
there
Renekton
from
Doran.
T1, but then Peter stepping forward and Cousin, BB
Beautiful.
trying to look for a kill on the opposite end. But with any of these Viego compositions, if you get the first kill, they just feel so good as Keria sets up the play here, and Dom has nowhere to go.
And man, that deep
Turning
value
into the
that
Corki
allows Doran
to
teleport
then
in
get the
for
kill
flank.
onto Peter.
Incredible. And Peter,
Boom.
that cow is in the wrong area.
Definitely was. You could see how he had a bit of hope, a glimmer of hope. He peeled 2 people, but when the third comes in, when it's Doran on that flank, to seal the deal on the kill, to make sure that they get more
That
out of
cow
the
just
play.
got turned to
And
steaks.
gentlemen, Gumayushi, the one who's getting so much of this money, he's the one who's starting to get scary. And unlike the Sivir, this is a champion that I think has the mobility, the tools to really start taking over. You can see he's already getting the confidence to just step right
That
up
cow
and
just
knock
turned
those
to
faces
burgers,
in the face of
boy.
Trinity Force.
And Dragon is going to be picked up here by KT. Camtech definitely.
Uh-oh, they're
value,
going to contest this.
but you do give
100%.
up the topside turret. This gold lead for T1.
Actually, no,
Larger
never
and
mind.
larger as, Keria not
They don't have the
seeing
bot.
her.
Oh!
Pulverize.
Oh!
Back over the wall, and here comes Dom.
Oh!
Down goes Keria.
Wow.
A little bonus kill on top of the Drake. Certainly
Great
nice to
play
have.
from Peter.
I don't know what he was thinking. He doesn't have Smite. His team is playing the cross map. Not really a reason to try and fish there.
Yeah, that
Spotted.
was
Nice
unnecessary.
QE not gonna work.
Should have just left it alone, honestly. Like, what are you going to do? Their whole team is there.
This tower.
Like,
So KT gets the
you're not
trade,
gonna
they get a
steal
kill,
it
the redemption now
as
used as well,
Rakan.
and it's on Doran to instantly delete the
Uh-oh,
trade
here
before
comes the
he goes
dive.
far. But can
See
he
if they can
fight?
get-
TP's coming in from the side
See if
of
they
T1,
can
but
get
it's
a
just
kill
Faker
in
who opts to the
return. No,
side.
they
There are
cannot.
tools to keep the fight going.
TP coming in from
KT going
perfect.
All of T1 now retreating. KT still winning out, still coming out on top, but in the mid lane, it's the Herald that's been used. T1 going to try to transition. into
All right,
breaking down
time
the
to
mid lane, tier
trying
one,
to
and it's scattered out.
prioritize this
TP
mid
sequence
lane.
of
Herald
play.
coming
TP
out.
wants
Let's
to
see
deny
if
it. Scatter to clear out the
how
rest of the
quickly
wave.
they
They'll
could
get so much
get rid of this
damage. T1 will
Herald.
not drop.
Nicely done by KT to parlay that pick.
And
into
there
an
goes
extra
the gold
kill.
lead
They've
for
got Cuz, they've
T1.
got Mundo. He can tank up that tower. They go for the dive. They make the play. Very
Jesus,
nicely and
these are
very
such
quickly.
close games.
And we do see the gold lead has now evaporated. Basically reduced to nothing. Was 2K just a little bit ago, and I don't want to see a Mundo and Cassante with Camtech Soul. That's too much, man.
That truly will be too
I
deep
do.
to take down.
I do want to see that,
Honestly,
bro.
though, Keria, like you were talking about,
Let's
sniffing
see it,
around the dragon,
Camtech
KT
Soul.
actually turned that pick onto him into a lot of value here. A nice little bit of ballooning of the gold. See if they can actually push
Oh.
it forward, though. Faker in the
Cassante
side
coming
lane,
in hot.
trying to keep the pressure up.
And it's really interesting me looking at scaling in this game, because I think the Yunara, the Victor obviously scale great, but when you look at the raw 5v5 power of particularly that Mundo, that Syndra, that Alistar combo, I think we're seeing T1 really hard force plays because they don't necessarily feel confident. I think this comp can always win fights, right?
Sure.
If you ever get the pick, if you can ever start, particularly with this build from Owner, get that early execute, because he has so much damage available, but your front to back trying to get past these big beefy targets down the line might become a problem, especially if they keep
So are
stacking
you
dragons.
gonna die
Definitely could be right away
today?
from moving more
Make
damage
it
from the Thunder,
on
waiting for
the
Rakan to be
line.
able to do work with these double Kraken
Down,
slayers, but they're so
ding,
reliant
ding,
on these major
ding,
cooldowns.
ding,
And if Perfect and
ding,
Cuz are still
down.
standing when those ultimates are gone, that team fight is not going to go in their favor. 6 seconds now to the Otacon. We're looking at the bottom side of
What
the map.
is that Corgi
Push
skin?
bot lane for now is in favor of KT.
Oh, it's like the Corky, like the dog.
T1 holding on, doing well. 2 items on their carry. Guma holding on to a small lead despite the catastrophic earlier fight. But it's KT looking to potentially start the major objective.
Kraken
Keria, to
Slayer
me,
must
has
be
to the difference
pretty,
maker. He's
like,
the one
really
that is the
good on
initiation
Yunara.
tool. This time there is
I
no
can see that being
front wall, so
very
Doran
good.
can't quite find an angle as easily as he did in the last one. So Keria has to do a lot of heavy lifting. Has the sums available, but so do the carries of
And
KT.
look at the lane allocation
Wait,
here.
Keria.
Because BDD, no teleport.
Stuck in the
up
dragon
top
pit.
Wave was actually catching it. So T1 trying to take advantage.
About to
of
cling
that
on to Guma.
information, knowing it's going to take BDD
Oh,
a while to
that
walk
briefcase,
through this area.
man.
Owner,
Did
though, is
work.
taking a
Oh.
significant amount of damage from the Otacon as well as getting shredded from it here. So KT feel like they are fine.
Yeah, I think Owner was trying to bluff there.
We'll have to respect
Starting the
Doran.
Otacon.
Highlighted it well. Perfect needs a bit more time for his TP to come back off cooldown. So KT might just try to draw this out, just try to delay T1 a bit, threaten the objective to give themselves the time they need. And I think the good news for KT is Peter, Cuz, these frontliners really hard to catch out. The passive from Mundo makes it so impossible for T1 to land a single piece of CC. And the Unbreakable from Peter
Can
also means that even
KT
if they
make
see one of these
history?
isolated members, it might not be the right choice to go in. As Perfect and Doran continue to fistfight. Perfect, of course, doesn't have TP.
They are
and wants to make sure
scrapping.
Doran can't get out
Oh,
again.
uh-oh.
On the middle, Pathmaker hitting
Doran
him.
has to
Doesn't
run.
connect crucially, so Doran will walk away, but he walks away.
Waste his
almost.
ult.
He actually got the W there on the Renekton Ruthless Predator, I'm pretty sure. So didn't get stunned. Wins that trade. Henley also presses tab most likely. And is like, I have a Thornmail and a Jack shows. Good luck, buddy. Starrick's now done for Doran, though. That is a big cooldown. That will give this Renekton a lot of power, but not having the ultimate, that dominance available, might prove for T1.
Yeah,
to
that's
not
big.
Be too big of
That's a
hinder.
big deal not
Sees
having
area
your ult on
and trying to
Renekton.
set
Like,
up some vision here.
it's a game changer.
Has made countless plays to bring T1 to this point. Rakan, a champion with so much agency, but again, it's hard in the face of a Mundo, a champion who gets to ignore that first piece of CC, who has so much healing. KT zoning away T1 while BDD pushes the wave.
Yeah, I hate going
Critical
against
team
Mundo,
fight here. Everybody
honestly.
on two
Like,
items, basically.
he could be so tanky. So
Now
unbelievably
T1 continue to
tanky.
poke their head in, but they really don't have control of the waves. They're waiting for Guma to push out mid lane, but they really need to respect the engage threat range of BDD. The Dark
Yeah,
Sword
KT
category
has a
combo
lot of
can be
vision
devastating.
around Dragon.
Without a cleanse effect to his name.
They really need to be cautious here.
Are so huge because Otacon and the Dragon both on this side.
This is going to be a very telling fight right here.
If you win this fight, you
KT
might not
has
just get
Soul
Dragon,
Point.
you might get Otacon as well. We'll see. T1
Yeah.
might give up the Drake and then
Man.
push the objective instead. Perfect.
Owner looking
Oh!
fast, perfect unstoppable for a brief moment. T1 happy to have the poke chipping away at that health bar.
This is a very important fight. Whoever wins this Dragon,
KT losing control of that
most
driver,
likely
they
gets
get going
Otacon
by,
on
also
top.
Massive. It's a huge cooldown at this point in the game. Perfect.
Oh!
With the blast cone knocks back Guma. Redemption going down.
Hold
Trying to
on.
the maximum dosage as long as he
Kinda
can.
trading
Faker off the
places
side.
here.
Not too isolated. 5K on the Drake, getting lower. Eyes on Peter, the Alistair to make the play as Faker tries his
Oh,
own. KT
Faker.
Peter in the
No.
cross, scattered to fall, but the
Faker.
ball is not there. Exhausted
Oh.
Faker, and
Keria
tries to
goes
push
in.
back, but he's all by his lonesome. Doran cannot
Oh,
get to the
Diego
back
gets the
line.
Drake.
KT managed to find the initial kill. It's perfect.
Oh!
Guma missing completely. They get the
See, the
Drake.
Renekton, he did not have the ult.
He flashes into
Oh!
and that might be the
KT.
over to KT.
Cuz
That's the
continues to go where
Otacon.
He damn well pleases. T1 forced back. The tier 1 tower starting
Faker
to fall.
trying to
Otacon
save the
already
tower.
Started by the remaining members of T1. Peter waiting as well.
Oh,
Critical team fight for KT. They don't care about losing.
Hold
that
on,
Dragon
Perfect's
because
really
they
low.
Get the gold and they get the Otacon in the aftermath.
Oh.
I think that was critical that T1 made split calls here. Look, they don't have Viego damage with their dive. So Owner finishes the Dragon, but look at Keria. He goes with Doran. So Keria and Doran dive the backline, both Doctum and BDD, but they didn't have their burst damage there with them.
As we see
Ooh, yeah, that separation.
necessitated because Faker got engaged.
That
on.
separation
So you have to
was
pull the
not
trigger.
good on T1.
Doran tries to salvage the play. I think at the
Didn't
moment,
have
that's
Yunara
Ronaldo
or
who have
Viego
up
in the
or
fight,
Owner.
pretty
He
much.
just don't have the damage to kill that Corki.
And Perfect comes up huge once again on the Cassante, and he even survives the play.
Feels
Right.
again,
Oh, man.
performance.
They got a lot of problems to deal with on KT.
The big thing is here, by winning
4
that
kills on
Otacon,
Mundo,
Faker
3 on
controls the
Corki,
power,
2 on
just over to
Cassante.
Syndra, who crossed the
Oh,
100
man.
threshold on those splinters, getting closer to 120.
This
He gets
isn't
them
looking
every time
good
you
for
level up,
T1.
So that level advantage for BDD just pays double.
For T1 though, look at the cooldowns that you got. I'm looking at Dokdam's flash. Any fight that T1 can start with the amount of burst that they have, if they can single out any target that isn't perfect, I think you have a good opportunity. And okay, let's be real, Cuz also is about to, is getting close to level 16. Not feeling too good about that one, but Dokdam BDD, even Peter, if he's too far forward, you need to start the fight with an early pick. But for that, you need to be the aggressor. And I think, that engage we saw, if it's KT that is calling the shots, the Viego punch doesn't hold up.
Yeah, I mean, you called it right before it happened, but Peter, the engage, the setup on the
Yeah,
Vega,
I think
followed
that
by the
fight
Shatter the Weak. Nice little
would have
movement.
went a lot different
They have to be on the
if
same page.
Renekton
In
had
these
the
two
ult.
fights, both of
Like,
these teams have indexed so heavily and found so much success because of their team fighting.
And I think pressure just continues to be on Kuma, right? Had this
Under
over game, they
pressure.
couldn't get it over the line. On Yunar, the strongest.
uh-oh.
AD on the patch. Docked
Oh.
up again.
Oh.
Learn from the previous game. Will not wander into the fog of war, whether it's Renekton or Sion. The lesson has
He
been
learned.
His
He
cousin
learned his
has been
lesson.
caught out.
Uh-oh.
CC is good.
Mundo
Kuska
getting
earns the
caught.
pressure wall,
Okay.
keeps him standing. Peter trying to zone away.
They're going for the
Ultimate
cow.
Kuma means they want to keep this fight going.
Oh,
Good
gets
scatter
knocked
as a
back.
connect on Gumayusi critically.
Uh-oh, Faker.
There's free fire. KT
Redemption
forced
coming
backward,
out.
but Faker now half HP.
Peter, what a psychopath. He went in.
Yeah, that was
instead.
crazy.
A lot of damage to come down, and KT, they're looking for the chase.
Cuz connecting the cleaver. Still has access to the maximum dosage. Zoning all
Uh-oh.
of T1 away. Faker
Oh.
barely
Oh.
able to make it out.
I thought they were about to turn on
He
Faker there for a
is
second.
his. He can get back to this fight if KT try to force the Baron.
Well, you better use that
Faker
TP.
can TP back in. A lot of cooldowns are gone, though. Look at the ultimates that aren't available for T1.
They have to be
Oh.
careful of moving into the choke, and they know what Owner trying to approach from another side.
Uh-oh, they're
The
starting the
potential for
Baron.
lineup
I
of
don't know if I
Scatter for
agree
the
with
end of the
that
fight.
play.
The blink of an eye is massive, but once
Uh-oh,
again,
Doran.
but his
Oh,
shot
gets
out.
deleted.
Unleashing his power. Cuz using the maximum dosage.
Oh, no.
He's ultless. He's helpless.
Oh,
There's
Gumi
nothing
is-
he can do. Mundo pushing further and further.
Guma's
and the
down,
team
bro.
is fine.
No.
KT are doing it. The stun
They're
from
doing
BDD
it, bro.
Right on the Renekton as he's
That's
trying to go
mid tower.
through the wall. BDD
Oh,
stuns him
okay. They're
as
just
he
gonna go
dashes,
for
and
Baron.
The reward might be Baron.
Oh yeah,
There
definitely.
is still the opportunity
Definitely
for a steal.
Baron.
Owner's there. He doesn't have his ultimate, though. Flash about to come up.
Oh,
If
Kyria.
they don't steal this,
Kyria
KT
feeling,
might come up for a soul point as well.
Uh-oh.
Coming in from BDD.
The
Well,
dominoes are falling.
Potential 50-50. The Mundo damage.
I think
Nano carrier trying to
KT's
zone.
doing it, bro. Oh, they're going in. I don't know about this. No. Oh.
The blink of an eye.
No.
Take everything.
And
Oh.
the from BDD will not let them pass. Dugdom lives.
I am in
And the
shock.
Baron
Listen to that crowd.
Oh, man, they're feeling
They
it.
are riding the roller
The
coaster.
crowd is feeling the energy.
KT with the
KT going
advantage.
crazy.
And when we look back at this fight again, Doran caught out.
That
the
was
Scatter
such a...
to deny
Yeah,
the path of
Doran
the
is
ball.
dying so early.
It's,
Just
Peter
hurt them
even
so
there,
much.
pretty flank angle and Faker on this Victor, trying to make a flank work as they just don't have
They are
the
loving it.
tools to deal with this Mundo. He's
The
just not
KT
taking
org is
damage.
loving it.
And then they know to start up the Baron, draw T1 to them. The desperate play from T1. They flash in. They
Oh,
try and
so
push down
desperate.
Donkey, but the peel is
Should have just
there.
left. Should have just let them get Baron, bro.
And KT.
Oh,
they've got
the
Baron.
frustration
They've got
out of Kyria.
4,000 gold lead. They also have the
No.
Aura buff still in their favor.
And almost the
15 to
entire year,
6.
T1 have dominated this KT lineup. But for what feels like the first time in countless years, it is KT.
Oh,
who have
man,
T1
this
on the
is
back
gonna
foot.
be
KT
cinema.
once again have a gold
This
lead.
is
time, not
cinema.
going early, but fighting incredibly in the mid to late game.
And for this
Oh.
roster, with Doctum, Peter, and Perfect all being subbed out at various different times of the year, for them to work back to this point. inspirational
Unbelievable.
stuff. KT, can
Unbelievable.
they do it?
Inspiring.
Previous game,
Oh,
T1
man.
was almost
Those
able to find their way back.
briefcases.
Kuma doesn't have a third item yet, though. That execution is not quite there. And trying to play a pick comp from behind is known
They're
to be an
creeping
exercise in futility.
down the
But
lane.
Perfect, he's not afraid.
T1
Nah,
has to be
that
careful. A single
turret's
scatter
that
connects.
that tower's
It
cooked.
all could fall apart.
One more fight
Almost
is
level
all it
15
will
here on
take
Mundo as well. That
for a
rank 3
second KT
ultimate is
victory.
big.
Splinter's almost maxed out as well. That AP steroid, an additional 15%, as if BDD wasn't doing enough already. Only 3 away now. Level 16 for both mid laners. Keria with a good combo, Faker with a good ulti. You can see the path to T1 turning it, but it's just so hard to imagine Cuz dying to anything at this point in the game.
Yeah, Cuz is so tanky.
3 items done.
And they're at
Spec
soul
Dark Seal,
point.
Slow and steady.
It's gonna add a lot of pressure on T1.
You see T1 as well.
Oh, they are sieging hard right now.
Cuz just getting a crab for his efforts, as now the 3 item spikes have been hit for Faker, for Owner, and for Guma.
Oh, Keria trying to get a
KT waiting off
trying to
the
get a
side.
knock up.
T1 see an opportunity. Doran continuing to push in the top lane. T1 want to just keep KT around, deny these resets. But there's no real major example. Faker caught out by Peter.
Oh no,
Goes
not
on the way in, but nothing's gonna
not
come from him.
Faker.
Ulti goes from Faker.
Alt.
Peter's just going to walk away. Again, no major objective, so it's not a big deal. But T1
Peter's like,
has to be
okay,
careful.
bro.
He'll use their by
I'm just
Peter.
gonna walk away.
Doesn't want to go down, and T1, if they had a flank ward, if they had the bot lane turret taken down, maybe there's an opportunity, but that one is still standing 31 minutes in.
And during their defense, T1 are able to get the top side secondary tower for Doran in addition to the red buff. Plus
There he
this
goes.
outer tower as well.
Bot
So a
tower
little
going
bit
down.
of gold back in their favor.
31
But
minutes
KT,
in.
They stand just 2 minutes away from a Dragon Soul arrival. That fight will be critical.
Yeah,
That's
that's
Cuz level 16, and that's Xante.
things are gonna happen when the next dragon comes.
That's
You didn't want to add
that's
anything?
too much
You didn't want to add
power.
anything?
No,
You just Kazante?
no. I didn't need to add more. You guys both know.
Yeah, refer to Showmaker.
Yeah.
For the rest of the description of that champion. And honestly,
Bro,
that
my
is
mic just
the
died.
immense tanky front line that KT have to their
My
advantage.
mic
Those two
died.
champions that you mentioned, plus Peter's possible engages.
My mic is too
Alistar
tired.
That KT are going to try and use once
ready
they
for bed.
draw T1 over to the Dragon Soul fight.
And we keep repeating it because I think it's the only way, barring a colossal mistake from KT, that they win. They need to find a pick on BDD or Dokdom. These are your 2 main targets. BDD's flash will almost be up. BDD and his team also have the benefit of getting to choose. They can just play for Baron. They don't have to care about the dragon, so it'll just be soul point. But with Guma approaching his 4th item, maybe this Yunara can do some magic. T1 have found themselves in deficits in a game like this. It was the 3 of us. JDG looked like they had them on the ropes. And they
I'm
found the
seeing a
comeback.
lot of
The team comes in.
anti-heal on
They wanna
T1.
catch Perfect. Perfect can try
You
and
have
utilize
to
the
have the
escape route.
anti-heal.
Keria has to be careful, but Pathmaker already used means that Perfect is in trouble. Q3 back through, using Keria.
Oh!
Escape. Perfect on his way out. It's not the Rek'Sai, but once again, it feels like he's going to escape.
Uh-oh.
KT looking to collapse. Eyes on Faker and Doran.
Uh-oh.
Flashes out to
Here
safety.
comes the
It's
squad.
used by Guma. KT pulling
Here
back,
comes
keeping
squad.
Perfect alive.
Oh,
Doran wants
Doran.
to make the difference.
Oh!
T1 making it happen. Guma fails the flash. It's
Hold
not
on.
right from
It's
going
not over
through.
yet. Doran going down.
And in the end, it's Cuz
Faker
again,
going in.
who
Got
refuses to
Duck
drop.
Dom.
Peter with the CC. I cannot
Oh, Peter
believe
goes
it.
down. Okay.
Holding
Now just to
on
take out the
as
giant
T1
Mundo. Oh!
finally get to the
Hold on.
Who comes out ahead this
Oh
time?
my
Faker
goodness. Look
Trying
how
to
big
just
that
get
Mundo
the
is, bro.
It's Cuz.
Nah.
It's work out better for KT here. Look, the jungler for KT is up because he is unbothered. He's about to secure them. That Chemtech soul.
Nah. Is that Soul?
7-0-6. A back and forth fight. It felt like that T1 magic was coming through.
All right.
Yeah, it did feel like the T1 magic was happening there for a second, but I knew, like, with how tanky that Mundo is, it was not going to be that easy of a fight. And K'Sante, boom, Soul.
In a normal situation, that
Oh,
match
that's going to be...
just ends it. BDD will get caught as the Baron is surely in the eyes of KT on the precipice of match point.
That might be the,
that low of health bars. Now with
that might be it, man.
So difficult here.
Chemtech
for T1 to
Soul.
finish off kills this time around. Let's see it. The setup though. BDD throws the Scuttle Crab away. He knows it's a little bit dangerous at the moment.
Not a single flash available on the Rift. Any misstep could cost T1 the game. KT on the precipice of match point, but we've seen T1 not out of this yet, no matter how strong Cuz looks. All of T1, though, forced to retreat. Again, the power of this Chemtech.
That might be the nail in the coffin. Got the
terrifying
soul.
prospect for T1 to contend with.
T1, I think they need the Infinity Edge on Gumayushi. it's going to be really difficult for them to buy the time for him to actually get that.
Yeah, they
KT
really
can
do
threaten
need that.
Baron. You keep the map dark. You threaten T1 constantly. Don't allow Gumayusi any time to farm, to catch up.
They spot it now. Baron getting lower.
Uh-oh.
T1 can't afford to let
Collapsing
them
on
away.
Baron.
Using the Hex Flash as all of T1 start to move in.
This is going to be
Brand
huge.
Slow the approach of T1 if they need. It might come down to the 50-50. Peter trying to spot Owner to force him out of the pit. No smite for either support, even with the spellbook. As T1 getting forced backwards. Maximum dosage still there for Cuz, crucially. Picks up the canister. Guma really starting to hurt, but it's not enough damage.
Sterix is there. T1 taking a little bit too much poke. We'll see if KT actually want to pull the trigger on this or set up a bait. Eventually, T1's going to run out of the resources, but they do know with that ward.
Bot wave pushing in the favor of KT.
Uh-oh.
T1 take a fight in
Bot
lane.
wave.
Will immediately
Getting
end the
awfully
game.
close to that inhib.
T1, the pressure point is on them. KT have baited them into the trap. Peter
Uh-oh.
in the darkness,
No.
finding Doran.
Oh, no.
Ideal carry as Guma and
Hold
Baron
on.
still untouched for
Oh,
now. Gravity Field to lock
can
down.
they get down, Cuz?
Getting lower, but still.
Oh, no. T1's cooked. Bro, that Mundo
Taking it across the
with the soul is just unstoppable. Oh, that's game. That might be game.
Moving to match point. The KT rolls their coaster.
That's
keeps
game.
going up and up.
Wow.
We're still not done.
Match point for KT.
About to go up match point.
1 point away
In
from
the
making
world's
history.
Final.
They're doing it. They're taking down T1.
A story at this tournament of dominance when
Wow.
it started and people doubted the quality of their opposition, and then they beat Gen G. And now they're taking T1 to match point. KT monstrous. in
2-1
Worlds 2025. Let's see what KT has to say about it.
Making it happen right here.
Saying one is all you get, just like Gen G. We will take that match point, and they walk past the cup thinking we're going to be back for it.
I mean,
very,
it makes sense,
very
right? Gen
soon.
G
What
beat
an incredible game, and
T1,
what an incredible roller coaster, I just have
but
to say it, that we
KT
are
beat
on.
Gen G,
I mean,
so
it's just incredible at Worlds
they should
for
beat
KT to
T1,
be a
right?
team that's coming up big in these small moments, where it's usually T1 that are always rising to the
Sounds
occasion.
like it to me.
This game came down to a couple of small moments, mistakes and outplays.
Mistakes
and
were
it was
made.
KT making the big ones.
The magic of the World Championship is it gives the opportunity for players to shine. And for KT to perform like they are today
Facts.
is what we love to see at the World Championship. What a phenomenal performance. And I really want to dive into talking about these
I want to
players.
listen to Emily.
Bro is too excited
I
to
think
talk
the
about
most,
KT.
How am I doing? We'll leave that for later.
Okay.
I think the most important thing to me, though, is that it's not like KT have been flawless, right? They have made mistakes. It's more about how they then deal with it. How, like, especially, like, Peter makes a mistake on the Owlstar, then he ends up being super clutch in a later fight. I feel like every single person on KT has kind of taken turns really stepping up in a lot of places, and that
Yep,
has made
facts.
a difference.
Yeah, the
Facts.
early games
Oh,
have been
driving the
great
Mercedes.
overall, and we got to talk
man's
about
got
this
swag.
move. We have to talk about it, right? I think it's become one of the most contentious and important
That boy
things in all of
shining.
the World Championship.
I absolutely agree. I think it was a great pick in
Unkillable.
this game. Cuz played it excellently. You could see. in the later
Cuz,
stages, they just had
bro,
no answer
I
for it.
think that's his
Yeah,
second
Taco,
pro
and
game
one
as
thing I did
Mundo.
wanna point out, despite the fact that
And
T1
he
did
seemed
have the early lead in
unstoppable.
This specific game, we'd previously covered KT's early games. KT has been scrapping a lot early. That was the 100% warfare stat was
Cook
the
the
feat,
stats.
the feat of warfare, and I love to see this coming out of KT, just that kind of aggression.
I do as well, and Azale, we were talking about
Yeah,
it before,
bro,
but
they're
this is the
thirsty.
World
They want
Championship
that.
final.
They
This
want
is
that
where people
trophy.
make the mistakes they usually wouldn't, and this is where people step up where you usually wouldn't expect it. And I gotta say, this last fight we're gonna see, where T1 could turn the game. Guma fails to flash. Maybe it looks different.
Yeah, no, it absolutely can be a series-deciding thing. I think it was a game-deciding play as we can watch this. Eyes on Gumayusi in this play. Faker got such a good chunk onto Docdom, and they committed a lot onto Perfect. Doran decides, you know what, we're going to go for it. He flashes over the wall. They
Yes.
get this great engage. They do get the shutdown, but look at Guma.
Oh, yeah.
He steps back, then tries to flash over the wall, doesn't get over, and as a result, he is out of the fight for such a long time.
That was the fight
ulti
that
is expiring. Imagine
looked
if
like it was gonna go in
only
T1's
for
favor,
Rosars.
but ended up
T1
not.
Probably get that kill, probably take the dragon.
It was a
and play
close one
full.
for sure,
The beauty
but
of this fight is it showcases
Cuz
the
just
resilience of T1. The fact
just
that in
being
these environments, they still
unbreakable.
Constantly look for opportunities, constantly look for ways to flip the games. But
With the
fact that
rollie
KT
on the
weathers
wrist.
that pressure, and while it is in
Briefcase
conjunction
in
with
hand.
the key mistakes that we're seeing from T1, the fact that KT is able to find these opportunities and punish the mistakes is a testament to how well they've been playing.
It
this
absolutely is, and teams haven't been able to
All
do it
right,
for 3
match
years.
point.
How is it KT that's
36
doing it, Emily?
minutes.
I don't know. I mean,
It's 5:20 a.m. here.
I'll just say KT's MO is to kind of bring you up to the point where you're like, okay, maybe they can do it, and then they just, you know.
That's
they
what you
let
told
They
me
crush
for
your
the
dreams.
semis. That's what you told me for the quarters.
And it's what I'm telling you right now.
And they are getting closer and closer. You have to give them the credit. They're playing incredible.
I believe. There's a lot of stats so that we have to look at, because Emily is saying that because there is such a long history of it not
She's been
going the
hurt
way
before.
of KT
Look.
in those telecom wars specifically, right? And not just losses, often like a reverse sweep or pushing you out of world's contention. They all hurt so much.
Ooh,
and
look
speaking
at
of
that.
resiliency,
3-0, 3-0.
That's more resilient than SK
2 and
Telecom.
3
Now
in
T1
2013.
Over the years, as
That was a
we kind of
closer
see
series, but
Telecom war
after
final
that,
history,
just
because it's only the
swept.
fourth time
Swept.
that
I'm just gonna say it,
in a
some of them look
final.
rattled. It doesn't feel the way it did last year.
I mean, so, well, this is the thing, because I just
Don't get
can
excited.
never count
T1
out
are
in
6-1
these
when down
because,
1-2
as you
at
rightly
Worlds.
said, they've been in this
Uh-oh.
position many times before. Even
Yeah.
this World Championship
There you go.
against AL, they've been pushed to the brink, but T1 are 6-1 when down 1-2 at
Yeah,
Worlds.
but Mundo
That's
is up.
crazy.
I mean,
Mundo is
no
gone.
secret Mundo for Ona this time around.
Yep,
For me,
it's gonna
Cuz
be
has
all
been such a
nighter. It's
superstar
an
in this
all nighter for
series, and
me.
I can't do anything more than sing his
If they
praises
bring
on how
this back,
spectacular he's
bro.
been.
I mean, no one can argue the history.
6-1 when down 1-2.
So many times in telecom wars. They've
That's
showed up in these big
insane.
moments so many times, but it just feels different because KT does feel like they have the magic on their side this time around. It only has to happen once.
Once.
The history doesn't matter.
No, you take them all. You don't care if you win the World Championship here, specifically for these players, right, Emily? And that's how I want to kind of go into this break and go into the next match for a player like Perfect, who everybody counted out, a player like Peter, who had a bad start and then completely turned it around. They are rising to the occasion.
Yeah, I think the
Here,
kind of,
here.
like band of misfits is very appropriate for this team.
Yo,
right?
what you
Like,
eating?
No
Kit
one
Kat?
expected them to do particularly well at Worlds.
What's
I
the
didn't think they were
snack of
going to be
choice for Faker?
Incredibly bad, but I also definitely did not expect them to make it this far, and a lot of that was because of
I'm
so
sorry,
many
guys.
players
I am
who
like
did not
low
expect to be
energy right
performing
now.
as well as they are.
It is
Perfect,
so
having to shut out Peter
late
as
or
well,
early,
those two stepping
depending
up
on how you
in
look
this
at it.
game.
It's like
Also to get here has been fantastic.
They have
I'm
it
a
in
bit
the
of a
palm of
zombie,
their hand,
but
we saw someone on screen a second ago
Yeah.
who's heard that phrase before uttered about his enemies, his nemesis on the other side. It is 1 and 2 down for T1, but you can never, ever count Faker out. I hope we're going to a game 5, but maybe KT just do it.
They'll have to earn it.
Play as Faker tries to zone away. KT, it's Peter in the clutch.
Wow,
Scattered the ball,
okay.
the ball damage is not there. It's Austin, it's Faker.
This
And
next
Carrion
game
tries to
could
turn
be
back.
it.
But he's all by his lonesome.
Let's see.
Doran cannot get into the back line.
Can they
KT
seal the
managed
deal?
to find the initial kill as Perfect starts to pop off. Guma missing completely. They get the Drake, but it might cost T1 everything.
He flashes into the wall, and that might be the Otacon going over to KT.
Cuz continuing to go where he damn well
Oh,
pleases. T1
the
forced
pop
back.
off. Earn your legacy. Nobody cares about your stupid TFT. Is that like a TFT like championship? Is that like Worlds for TFT? Yo. Competitive
Hey, players.
TFT.
You know, a lot of you have been asking about the winter map and why we haven't been able to.
Hey,
do it.
it's
I'm
that
telling
guy.
you, It's really difficult. Our tech and tools need some work.
Look like where I'm from,
Handing
Minnesota.
Everything in the map itself is a lot of effort, and not to mention there's gameplay clarity. And can we just talk about how even though it's winter in the northern hemisphere, in the southern hemisphere it's summer? And isn't that where Medler's from? He's from New Zealand, right? So I don't know if we're gonna be able to pull it off. But you know what? Because you really asked for it, we're just gonna do it anyways. Winter map is coming
New
back
map?
out. 2025,
Winter.
2025, somewhere else. It's
Christmas
winter
trees.
everywhere on Summoner's Rift.
Nah. New map. Yo. That is dope. Look at all the Christmas skins. Oh yeah, we're gonna see hella Christmas skins. Dude, that is hype. Look at Baron. Yo. Yes, dude. I haven't experienced that before. That's hype. And a Mercedes commercial again. That's to be expected. And Giant Panda. Own our worlds.